Now that the large blanket is done, we are working on a beanie for my little girl. Seem to be making a lot of things for her, but I ordered her a set of beanies and they just looked terrible and they were so thin. I was like, there's no way that this is going to actually keep her head warm. So here we are. I had this little ball of Line Brand Woolies left over. I cannot remember the color, but I will put it somewhere. So we're gonna see if this is enough to make a beanie. It probably should be because it's a baby beanie, but I got most of this done on the train yesterday. I'm using a Daisy Farm Craft pattern as usual because I love her patterns. This is just a single crochet worked in the back loop, and then there's some slip stitches up here so that the top of the hat like gathers a little bit better. I've done this pattern once before, I think on a hat for my son. I'm trying to think. Maybe if I remember, I'll show it. So anyway, this is what we're working on this week. Good morning from a doctor's office parking lot. I am like 20 minutes, 15 minutes early to my doctor's appointment right now. So I'm trying to get a little bit more crochet in. I try and take projects with me when I can. And since this is a beanie, it's the perfect take-along project. Like, I couldn't really bring a blanket with me, so this is nice. It is making me realize I need something to use as like a project bag for smaller projects like this. Maybe I'll add it to my list of things to sew. So yeah, I just threw this in my pocket this morning. And I'm trying to rush through this little beanie here because I don't have one for the baby and I ordered one and it was terrible, so this is my fastest backup plan. And I have done like a children's beanie in like 2 or 3 days before, like when I really put pedal to the metal, so I feel like I can do this. Can't be that hard. It's just a rectangle. I do have little pom-poms, like little faux fur pom-poms that I ordered for that first kids beanie I did, so I'm debating if I put them on here or not. I do have some pink ones. I just don't know if it'll be too big for her head because she is so little. These slip stitches right at the top here kill me in every single round I do. And in the pattern it says to like leave them loose so they're easier to get back in and out of. And it just never is. It's just never easy. I measured this against her head last night, and I think I'm about 1/3 of the way through, maybe 1/4, but gotta keep chugging along. I didn't get a ton done yesterday. I'm gonna see how much I can get done today. Alright, and since I'm gonna take this in with me anyway, I'm just gonna stop here. Stop the video here just because I am not gonna film in the waiting room of this office. So I'm just gonna throw this in my pocket and bring it in with me. Also, before I go, is this like correct when you're crocheting to use your finger to hold the yarn on your hook? Sometimes I don't have to do it. It depends on the yarn and how like slippery it is or how hard it is to get in and out of the different stitches. But yeah, is that appropriate? Is that correct? I feel like there is no correct way to do any of this. Like however it feels comfortable in your hand, it just works. Crafting and snacking can be kind of hard because you obviously don't want to get your craft dirty. So I've been really liking these freeze-dried, or I think they're actually just dehydrated mangoes. Just not fun. Makes it easy, I don't have to clean my hands. my yarn stash right now. So one of the things that has been easy to do has been to crochet some beanies. I made one for my daughter, which I posted a whole little TikTok about, so you can like watch that. Hers was using scraps, so it's 3 different colors. This one, I had a whole skein of Fisherman's wool left. I had used this to make a scarf. I think I used 2 of these to make a scarf, and then I had a 3rd one left. So obviously I don't have enough for another scarf, but stay there. I think the Fisherman's wool is kind of great for a beanie because it's water repellent in a way, and I also find the Fisherman's wool to be very itchy. So if it's on your head, obviously there's hair protecting your head from being itchy. I guess if you have like, I guess your ears could get itchy or the back of your neck, but more so than a scarf, I think it as a beanie works better. I also have a scarf made of the Fisherman's wool, and it is so warm. It's incredibly massive and oversized, but it is very itchy on my neck when I get warm. When I'm cold, it's fine, but once I'm a little warm, I feel like I'm like pulling at my neck, but it is still a great scarf. And of course, as usual, I am using a Daisy Farms craft pattern for this. It's just like, I think the easy beginner beanie or something like that. I'm currently trying to use through my yarn stash because I really want to like learn to knit so I can make sweaters, but I also want to make a little crochet sweater vest. I've seen ones that like fold over and then they tie on the sides. I think those could be so cute. I really want some hand warmers. Some little like, they come to here, but I want to do them in red. I have, both of my coats are black. Like I have a black overcoat and then I have like a black puffer coat. So I think the red would look so cool, and maybe like a matching cowl or like a hood to match. I think that would be insane. But definitely the hand warmers. I'm not a fan of gloves. I hate the way that they feel on my fingers. So I think the hand warmers could be it. If I had a pin here, it would be easier to know where I am, but it's easy to count the last 5 to slip stitch. Oh, so I'm working through my yarn stash because I really want those things, but I have so much yarn that I need to use it up. And I was afraid that if I used this Fisherman's wool for the hand warmers, because I totally could have done that. And I think cream and brown match black so nicely, but the red would just be such a pretty pop of color. And because I do find this yarn a little itchy, I was worried that like on my forearms and stuff like that, I wouldn't want to keep it on for long, so I decided to make a beanie with this. I chained on 55 for this, which I went back and forth a lot, and I unfurled it, and I undid it, and I did it again, and I decided 55 was the number I wanted to go with. I'm just worried it's going to be like a little too oversized, but I figured if anything, the cuff can get rolled twice to make it fit how they want, because this is also a gift. This is not for me. There's something about my glasses that make beanies uncomfortable to me. Like, I don't enjoy wearing a beanie as much as I would like to. I've tried. I actually have like a little collection of them. I just don't find them comfortable on my head, which is why I want to try like a hood or snood or whatever it's called. I have this Scooty by Aver Paula saved, and I want to make it so bad. But yeah, I'm in the same problem with the yarn stash thing. Annoyingly too, like before I really like hunkered down into crocheting and decided that like natural fibers are better, I now have so much yarn. And like acrylic yarn, I mean. I don't have like wool yarn. And I really want to start transitioning to that because I think natural fibers just look better when you wear them and stuff. And my goal is to start making majority of my clothes I'm going back to the office this year for the first time in 6 years, which is crazy to me. So I'll probably have a little series coming as well about finding my style, post 2 kids, and just what I'm planning to wear. But I'm having to purchase some stuff up front so that I have things to wear to start with, and then I want to start making and incorporating pieces that I've made into my own wardrobe. So I'm going to do a whole little series about finding my style, because it's hard, and I do think I'm like not a fashion girly. I think I dress kind of lazy, and I like my outfits to be easy, but there's things that I try to do to make them interesting. Yeah, so I'll definitely share that as I start to get the clothes in and start to try them on. Alright, I'm going to leave it here for now. I probably won't be back until I finish this beanie, but this is how much we have done. So look, it'll fold like this. Well, this is a good picture because you're seeing probably half of it right now. And I'm using a 6mm hook, so the stretch on this is insane. The ribbing looks so pretty like this too. I was a little worried you weren't going to be able to see the ribbing with the yarn, but ooh, this looks so nice on camera. I'm actually really excited about this. Happy Finish Objects Friday. I wanted to share with you this beanie that I just finished up. It's using the Daisy Farm Crafts Easy Rib beanie pattern, and then the wool is Lines brand Fisherman wool. It's like a stunning classic ribbed beanie, and I used a size 6 crochet hook instead of, I think it calls for a 5, and it gave it this like great stretch. One thing I really like about this pattern is it has you seam this rectangle up using just a slip stitch, and I find that it makes the seam disappear. It's literally seamless. And then to close the top, like to close this, I go through the top loop of the turning chain, I cinch it, and then it's never tight enough. It still leaves a little hole. So what I do is I make a Y, and I stitch down the center of the like stitch here. So that way when I turn it inside out, it makes the perfect just top to my beanie. I love the way it looks. I've done it a couple times. So yeah, that is the beanie.